Hey everyone, it's Tyler the Antenna Man, and today I'm going to review this Xtreme Signal long-range UHF antenna model HDB91X. This is a very large antenna designed for fringe reception of UHF stations with an impressive gain of 16 dB. It runs about $65 online, which seems like a pretty good deal, but how well does it work? You'll find out in this video. If you're seeing me for the first time, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that little bell icon to receive notifications. Getting back to this antenna, the Xtreme Signal HDB91X. This antenna is actually marketed under a few different companies, including Stellar Labs. Antennas Direct even has a very similar model, but for the purpose of this YouTube video, I tested out the Xtreme Signal model. Here's a size comparison next to me so you can see the size of the antenna. It's at least 8 feet long, but only about a foot wide. Now the build quality is not the greatest. The elements are held in by plastic, which may wear down and break over time in areas that have a lot of severe weather. Still, this antenna has been the choice of many antenna installers I've spoken to, including Matt of Northern Antenna in Minnesota. I really wanted to try this antenna for myself. After all, I had purchased and set up a few years ago at a home in Mercer, Pennsylvania. And I remember it made a huge difference in the guy's reception compared to the basic small directional antenna he had at the time. As a reminder, this is a UHF antenna, meaning it's designed to pick up TV stations that broadcast on channels 14 and above. It's important to note that most TV stations don't broadcast in the channel number you may know them as. So for example, in the Scranton-Wilkes-Barre area, there is an NBC affiliate that uses the channel number 28. And the average person would say, oh, channel 28, they're on the UHF band. They actually broadcast on VHF channel 11. The same can be said for most TV stations across the country. To find out what channels your local TV stations are broadcasting on, go to antennaweb.org, type in your address, and look at the RF channel number. I'm now going to test out this antenna in the same location I tested out various other outdoor antennas at my location. Most of the stations are about 45 miles away, but I do have a few low-powered stations on the UHF band that are tricky to pick up. Again, understand that this antenna is a UHF antenna and won't pick up VHF signals that well. While I have called out antenna companies in the past for making antennas without VHF elements, this antenna is an exception due to the high gain. You'll usually get higher gain on a separate VHF or UHF antenna compared to a combo antenna. Here's a list of the stations along with their RF channels and their signal strengths on the last two antennas I tested out on my YouTube channel. On the left side, you'll see the type of diffraction on the TV station. One edge means single edge diffraction, or one ridge between me and the transmitter weakening the signal. Two edge means two edge diffraction, or two ridges weakening the signal between me and the transmitter. LOS means line of sight with virtually no obstructions in the way. You can also see the results of various other outdoor antenna models by checking out my other videos. The signal strength on WNEP, which broadcasts on UHF channel 50, was about the same on this antenna compared to the last two antennas I tested out. This antenna was not able to pick up WYOU, which broadcasts on VHF channel 13, but that's to be expected since it is a UHF antenna. The signal strength on WBRE, which broadcasts on VHF channel 11, was significantly lower on this antenna compared to the last two antennas I tested out, but that's because the antenna is a UHF antenna. The signal strength on Fox 56, which broadcasts on UHF channel 22, was higher on this antenna compared to the last two antennas I tested out. The signal strength on Fox 29's repeater was also higher on this antenna compared to the last two antennas I tested out, and had one of the highest signal levels of any antenna I tested out on this channel. The signal on NJTV's repeater was significantly higher on this antenna compared to the last two antennas I tested out. It also registered the highest signal level I got on this channel of any other antenna I tested out. So for my test, this antenna performed very well on the UHF band. It brought in one of the highest signal levels on the two low-powered stations in my area. Of course, it didn't do a good job with the stations on the VHF band, but that's to be expected since it is a UHF antenna. I'd recommend this antenna for an area with very weak UHF signals. It would be great to combine with a dedicated VHF antenna for the highest gain possible in a very rural area. I'll be featuring a dedicated VHF antenna on my channel in the coming weeks that also registered the highest signal level of any antenna I tested out on the VHF band, so stay tuned for that. Now, if the whole concept of VHF and UHF signals have you confused in terms of what antenna to select for your area, consider a custom antenna recommendation from me at antennamanpa.com. There I'll go through your unique reception situation, take a look at the signal strength of major stations in your area, and make a recommendation on what antenna would work best for your very specific reception situation. Thanks again for watching my YouTube channel. A huge thanks to these folks who help support me on Patreon and are members of my YouTube channel. If you would like to help support my YouTube channel while gaining exclusive perks such as behind the scenes content, access to my videos ad-free a day early, and participation in an exclusive monthly live stream, visit patreon.com/antennaman or click the join button in this video. If you're on Facebook, like my Facebook page at facebook.com/antennamanpa. Stay tuned to my YouTube channel for more cord cutting and antenna related videos, and have an awesome day.